Hi guys, this is Svein on the SRS channel, and today we're gonna have a look at 1/6 scale figure Lady Death by Phicen. And I was actually thinking of buying this one a long time ago when I saw the pre-orders, but then there was so many other figures that I wanted to get, so I had to put off buying this figure for a long time. Yeah, a couple of weeks ago, I was thinking to myself, can I afford buying this figure right now, or should I just let it slip? So I ended up getting it. So yeah, I'm not sure if I could really afford this figure at this time, but I could simply not pass up on this figure. I liked the movie. I didn't read any of the comics, but the animated movie was quite enjoyable. So let's first have a look at the box. This is the front side of the box with a piece of artwork of the figure itself, and I'll give it a spin so you see the rest. There's an image on the side of the box, and as you can see, there was another company called Phicen Comics involved, and yeah, that looks pretty cool. Here you have the back of the box. There's some artwork probably inspired by the comics, because I can't remember the zombies from the actual animated movie, but yeah. I'll give you a close-up on the readings on the back in a second. Let's just you got another image on the other side of the box, and yeah. Let's move in for the kill, guys. For those of you who are interested, you can have a quick read at the stuff on the back here. Just put it on pause, up and slowly over the artwork on the back. Really beautiful artwork. Now the artwork is on the sleeve that you can just pull off. And let me adjust the camera a little bit. Now I won't be able to get the whole box in shot from this close, but the whole box is basically a black box, with the exception of the executive replicas, the Phicen Limited, and the Phicen Comics logo on the front. It's really hard and sturdy box, and it got this magnetic stuff which you can open, and everything is encased in foam. I'm gonna put the box on its back and we'll take a better look at what's inside. When you flip up the lid on the box, this is what you find. There's a piece of foam, and this is how everything comes packaged inside the box. We're gonna take a look at the pieces one by one. First of all, you have this beautiful sword. It's plastic, a little bit bendy, so be careful. But there's some really nice details, skull and everything. The blade with the gold going down the middle, and it has a nice black wash to it. So that's one accessory. You also get this fully functionable time or hourglass with sand. I'm not sure if you can see the sand flowing through it, but yeah, it's working, guys. I measured it, I timed the glass or the hourglass. It's pretty damn accurate, 20 seconds worth of time on this glass. So yeah, this one lasts for about 20 seconds. You also get these two hands. Both are basically relaxed hands, but with a slightly different pose to them. They are white with beautifully painted on red fingernails. You also get these two grasping hands, or whatever you want to call it, the claw hands, or yeah, these are pretty much identical. They're just mirrored, or maybe there's no, it's actually some slight difference in both the sculpts, so they're not completely mirrored. That's pretty cool. You also get these two interchangeable sleeves for her arms. Yeah. So you can put them on if you want. They have this gold ornament stuff going around them. You also, if we remove these, the head comes packed separate. We're gonna take a better look on everything in a second here, but the head comes packed separate. And then you have the body itself. We're gonna take a better look at this one as well when when I gotten the box out of the way. The body comes wrapped in plastic, so you have to remove the outfit to be able to get the plastic off. So we'll see about that in a second. And you got the typical don't eat this things. And remove this layer. The figure also comes with this cape, which you have to attach before you put the head sculpt on, and the cape is wired all the way around on the edges. Next layer. The figure also comes with this thing. I think it's called a shite or whatever. Not shite, but shite. And yeah, it's plastic too, but a lot sturdier than the sword. But still be careful with it. And you got the skull and the silver paint going on it. You got the painted on leather wrappings on the handle as well. And yeah, as I mentioned, it's plastic, but it's sculpted, so it feels like you can feel the grains, and they're blackwashed. And you also get this base, if I can get it out. With the Lady Death sculpted on and painted in white. Really damn awesome details on the skulls. It's pretty good weight to it too. See some bones, piece of a spine, and you have a peg here and here that's supposed to go into the feet of the figure, so she can stand on it, but it's not very secure, so make sure you put the figure and the base on a place where it doesn't vibrate too much. Here's the underside of it. Got the foam pieces on the bottom to stabilize it. So let me get the box out of the way and we take a quick look at it again. So here is everything you get with the figure out of the box. As mentioned, it's the base or diorama stand or whatever you want to call it. I wouldn't exactly call it a stand, but yeah, under the right circumstances I guess it will work. I'm not sure how good it will work on display in my collection, because I live next to a truck stop and the ground constantly vibrates here, so yeah. Anyways, you have the sword, the shite, the two sleeves, and the two extra pair of hands, the cape, and the hourglass. And you got the figure itself that is way out of the frame here, but we'll get back to that. There's a few things. It's not about the figure itself. It's more about how fabric works on certain materials. Now, I've seen a few reviews on this figure already, and I've heard that a guy left a cape on the figure for 2 days. 2 days, and he got a stain on the throat of the figure. So I'm not sure if I want to use the cape. I also heard that the plastic, to get it off the body, you have to remove the outfit, which makes it very difficult to get back on because it's a silicone body, and it gives a great deal of resistance in trying to get the pleather outfit back on, especially the boots and the sleeves. This figure has a stainless steel skeleton, so that's a major plus in my book. However, the feet the ankles doesn't come out of the boots. It pegs in there, so yeah, you have to pull off the legs from the ankles to get it out. Now, since this is a pale white body with some hints of very light blue in it, you should make sure that you wash your hands before you handle this body so you don't stain it. I have washed my hands, so but I was thinking there's something that everybody else didn't get the option to do, simply because they didn't even know in the first place. But I know that the cape stains, so I'm thinking of leaving a bit of the plastic on the figure for the cape to rest on, so it doesn't stain. I'm also thinking of just slightly pulling down the sleeves enough to cut free the plastic and leave the remaining plastic inside of the sleeves, because I don't want the hassle of putting it back on. The bra can easily be hooked off. The boots or the stockings or whatever you want to call them, they can also be easily hooked off and adjusted somewhat. But I'm not sure if I want to take the outfit completely off to be able to get the plastic off. So I'm thinking of just pulling it slightly down on the stockings and on the sleeves to cut the plastic free and leave the remaining part inside to protect the body from being stained. Now I wonder, if I do that, will the plastic, I know there's those small tiny bags inside of the boxes are there to for preventing moist getting into the materials and such. So without those bags, if I cut the plastic off like I said, will it keep some moist in the silicone skin and it will get damaged somehow just because of that, because some skin is without the plastic while the skin covered in clothing is still covered in plastic? I don't know, but I'm gonna try to get off as much plastic as I can without getting off the outfit, and then I'll be back. Hold on a second. Yeah, I managed to take the plastic off, and for the sake of keeping the figure standing up, I used the Iron Man figure stand just for now. Yeah, I put the sword in one hand and the shite in the other. I also put on the cape, and there's still plastic left right beneath the line on the sleeves, both arms, and right beneath the edge on the boots. I also left a tiny piece of plastic around her neck and on the shoulder parts where the cape rests. And as you can see, the cape is wired, and it's really light, so the cape can stand straight out on its own, simulating like wind or something, so that would be no problem at all. I just wanted to show you this and a few other things before we go on to the figure itself. So let's move in a little bit closer. Now, the hourglass it came with, you also got the two of these hands, pretty similar to each other, with a little bit of fiddling. Oh, I wish I could. You can have her holding the hourglass just like that by using these hands. So I just wanted to show that off. If you bump it the right way, it will fall out, but yeah, you can use these hands to hold the hourglass. And as you can see, she holds the weapons perfectly. I wanted to point out one thing though. I'm not sure if it's on everybody's figure, but on this hand it's on the other hand too. But the hand is posed in such a way that the thumb will cover the index finger. And on the index finger, on both of these weapon holding hands, they didn't paint in the red nail. You can see it on all the fingers besides from on the index finger. It's like that on both arms. It doesn't show much on this sword arm because it's a much tighter grip. It might disappear on this arm too if you can get her holding that whatever with the thumb covering up the index finger. But when I remove the weapon, this will bend in on itself, but you can tell that she's holding her thumb over the fingernail, so I think that's why they didn't paint the nail on the index finger. So yeah, I wanted to show you guys that, and now we'll take a better look at the figure itself. Yeah, I took off the cape just to show off the body and stuff, and I decided not to pose my figure with the cape in my display, so I like this look a lot better. But yeah, as I mentioned, this figure has a stainless steel skeleton, and just gonna slip her into a more neutral pose. So just move the camera a bit closer. Excuse me. So this is her head sculpt. I think it's damn beautiful, guys. I think she looks just like in the animated movie. As mentioned, I haven't read any of the comics, but yeah, it looks damn accurate to me. If I could get, never mind. She has this skull earrings. Got black line around her eyes. Her eyes are painted white with some very glossy look to it. So as you can see, and the shine while the skin itself is pretty flat. There's some blue highlights in there too. She got red lips. She got not completely black eyebrows, but yeah, they're like a very dark gray brownish thing. She got skulls all over her outfit, up here, on top of the bra, in the center of the bra, on the side of the bra. It's adjustable, and you can hook it off on the back and just pull it over, take off the head and pull it over the neck. There is nothing to adjust it on the back of the neck though. That's a bit shame, because I'm a titty guy, man, or folks, I love titties, but if you slide the bra more up, it's gonna loosen the strap that goes around her neck even more. So, but her nipples on this side seems to wanna pop out. It's okay by me, but not with everybody. So you have to adjust it, and when you adjust one, the other one pops out. So it's a losing battle, guys. But yeah, you can do it as best as you can. But I think one or the other is gonna show anyway. But yeah. On the thong, she got the skull in the center, 2 skulls on the side. You gotta be careful with them. This one on mine seems to be a little bit loose, so I'm gonna be careful with that. The others seem to wanna rotate a little bit as well, so they're probably just pegged in somehow. Be careful with that. But you got 3 skulls in the front. You got the skull on the side, 2 on the back, and I'm not sure if you can see it. The skull on this side sits a little bit far out. I think it's the peg that they didn't cut it short enough, but it's okay by me. It's better that it sticks out a little bit than falling off completely. The straps on her that goes down to her boots are adjustable. You can just hook them off. It's like a hook that's curved a little bit at the end. I'm not sure if you can see it, but that's the hook system, like a claw. It's on both sides, adjustable on both sides. She have skull at the end of the strap on the boots on both sides, and the seam goes all the way down from mid or right above the knee and all the way down to the tip of her toe, and it's on the back. It goes all the way down to her heel. The heel and the sole are a separate piece. She got peg holes under just behind her toes. They go into the pegs I mentioned on the base. We get back to that in a second here. So yeah, all in all, and I mentioned here she got really white hair, but on camera it seems like it's slightly blue too. So yeah, that's pretty impressive. Seamless body, but it pegs into the feet that it's a part of the boot. So if you want her without the boots, you got to get white feet to match the body. And there's because of the hands being interchangeable, they're not seamless at the wrist as well as the neck. The head pegs on beautifully on the neck part. It isn't like with the other seamless stainless steel skeleton figures from Phicen, because they tend to have a little bit of edge or a gap that shows here. So yeah. As I mentioned, you have the base. The base have a peg here and here, which goes into the holes I told you about, and behind her toes. Let's see if I can plug it in. It doesn't fit secure. I'm a little bit scared. Hopefully she's tight enough in her joints, but let me see. Did I get it? Yeah, and voila, she stands. Let me move that. But be very careful so you don't snap those pegs. But she can stand on the base if I pull away. As you can see, she stands just fine on the base like it is now. But I've been having construction work at the neighbor property, and I live right next to a truck stop, so the ground tends to vibrate, and I'm not sure if she will stand secure on this thing while the ground vibrates and stuff. It's not too bad, but yeah, I would be careful about trusting her with standing on this space in any case. So yeah. I'm not sure if I went through all the accessories as well, but yeah. Here is her sword. It's beautifully done, sculpted. The skull theme is on the sword too. It's black washed, painted in gold, played in silver. Yeah. You have the shite, not shite, but shite. You have the silver skull on top there with the silver details, silver and some black washed into the blade on the end itself. Really nicely done. You can see the grain texture. So, painted. You can see the wrapping, molded and painted with a wash. The same case on the other handle on it, and it's quite tall. It's it's a little bit taller than the figure itself while standing on the base, so yeah, it's quite a long weapon. And as mentioned, you have this hourglass that works. You can see the sand running through it, and it lasts damn accurate to 20 seconds if you just completely empty one end, you flip it over and let it stand like that on the table. It will last approximately 20 seconds. You had both of these hands, relaxing hands, slightly different to each other. I seem to have some kind of, no, it was probably some tape or something. I get that off later. But you have those two hands, and the figure comes with two of these weapon holding hands, where, as I told you, the index finger nail isn't painted because you can tell by the grip that probably didn't pay attention to it for some reason. The figure comes with two of these by default. You also get two of this hand. They're slightly different in the finger pose, but they're basically the same, painted with red nails. So yeah. And you have the base itself, which is beautifully done. Painting and sculpt everything. So, and yeah, not to mention, you get two extra sleeves. I would be careful with this though, because the gold part here doesn't seem to, it's stiff, it's like hard plastic or something. It feels kind of, maybe it's some kind of metal, but it might break, so I wouldn't be trying to pose her elbows using these. So yeah, you get two of these that I won't be using, and you get her cape with the same skull with the same skull details, and there's like a pleather or soft rubber piece around the neck. The fabric itself is it's lined, it's red on one side and black on the other, with a wire going through all the way around the edge, as I mentioned, so you can have it standing right out. You see, I'm holding it right now and it sticks straight out. So yeah, that's the accessories that comes with this figure. I'm really happy that I actually went and bought this figure. I didn't read the comics, but I loved the animated movie, and I can't thank the guys that there were two guys on YouTube that got this figure before me, and they didn't know about the cape maybe staining the neck of the figure. I told them as fast as I could, but one of them had left it on for just 2 days and it left a stain, and the other one I didn't comment on his video, but I should have told him. But he was gonna post a figure just like I'm going, just like this anyway, so I didn't bother tell him. But yeah, for all you other guys, I would be careful with the cape. I would also recommend that if you can, try to leave as much of the plastic inside the boots and the sleeves as you possibly can to avoid having to take them all the way off. I had to slide them down just a little bit to get access to as much plastic as possible, but it was a struggle to get the sleeve further back up on her hand, so, or arm. So if you can avoid it, that would be a battle you wouldn't have to fight. So yeah, you should consider that. Anything else? If you have any questions, you can ask me in the comments, and I'll try to respond as quickly and as best as I can. And this was the Lady Death figure from the comics and the animated movie done by Phicen. And I see you guys on the next video. Bye bye.